Hello, this video is for fans of the show. It's just channel news, that's all it is. But I'm going to ask you all to do one thing for me before I start. I'm Andrew St Pierre White. Join me as I share my passion for building four-wheel drive trucks and travelling to the remotest parts of the world. Would you mind, there's no real reason for this, I just want to do it. Could you possibly click the like button if you like the channel, generally like the channel. And conversely, if you generally don't like the channel, could you press the down vote? I'm not sure why you're still here if you don't like the channel, but anyway, those people that don't like the channel and do regularly, and that's not a lot of you, press the down vote button. I want to thank you for your contribution, because the fact is that every little bit helps, even that. So I'm just kind of curious, nothing more than curious. So as I said, this is news about the channel, what's happening, and it is just something that I thought I would do because last night we had a news bulletin saying that Perth was going down in another COVID lockdown, which is changing things rather. And I thought, what a good idea to, well, you can tell me by your up and down buttons if this is a good idea or not, to tell you what's going on. Stop waffling, Andrew. All right, I've made a note of things here. I want to thank particularly the new Patreons. I did a video about 2 weeks ago about how the Range Rover project couldn't be easily funded by YouTube ads alone. I not only did it for my own channel, I did it for all of the other channels that viewers think that they contribute when they watch. You do contribute, but it's not significant, and it's not significant money-wise. And so I was just basically saying that a project like the Range Rover cannot be funded by YouTube advertising. It just can't. And it's funded by Patreons. In my case, it's funded by Patreons. And I wanted to say thank you particularly to the new Patreons. And as a result of it, I went out, it was end of financial year, and I thought, okay, good time to go and buy some equipment. I bought a new lens. This is the Sony 24 to 70 f2.8. I've been wanting it for a while. It's a lovely standard lens. And started playing a little bit more with my gimbal to get this. I'm going to start using that a little bit more. It's a bit troublesome, but I'm going to, and that's got the A7 III with a 24 f 1.4 lens on it. And then I also finally got my hands on the A7S III, S for sensitivity, unbelievably good in low light. I found on my Range Rover trip with the camera that I'm shooting this on now, which is the FX6, a little bit cumbersome actually, and a little bit. It's a great studio camera, and it's a wonderful camera for. I mean, the image quality is gorgeous, but it is a bit fiddly, and it's quite demanding when you want to get a shot quickly because it's a professional video camera. This will be a little bit faster. So we've got some trips planned. That means that I'm going to be traveling on airplanes. Got to keep my weight down. So the FX6 and all its periphery equipment, a bit heavy, a bit bulky. So I might not be able to use it in those environments. So this one here, the A7S III, actually has the same sensor and electronics as the FX6. So it's a compact version of it. And in some ways, it's actually a little better. Its downside is that it doesn't handle sound quite as well. I don't have as many sound channels. But anyway, everything is a bit of a compromise. I want to talk about the Range Rover. The Range Rover, of course, now is at my home in Perth. I am recording this in my studio in Perth. I got back. Should I spoil? No, I won't give you any spoilers. There are another, for the public, 5 episodes, I think, for the public to go. 5 for the public and 3 for Patreons. The best is last. It is last. And right now, the Range Rover's not here. I've given it to a place not far from here to get it in a roadworthy condition for me, because I want to drive it around. And I know that once I drive it and use it regularly, I can create more content with it, and also will have a better kind of idea on what I want to do with it in the future. because I still don't really know. Because of COVID, Gun and I have had to cancel our trip to Queensland. We had a trip planned. We got a whole lot of HEMA maps. We got a whole lot of research done. We had a vehicle loaned to us by GlobalSat, an old partner of the channel that's worked with us in the past. But and that's happening in 2 weeks' time, and it looks like we're going to have to cancel it because of all of the COVID nonsense, and we don't have any choice. So we were going to go and explore the forests, spend 2 weeks in the forests of Queensland. That's unfortunate. Right now we're in a lockdown. I was going to actually shoot something for Ronnie Dahl's channel this afternoon. That's been cancelled, so we'll do that. Not sure exactly what he's doing, but it's a Q&A thing, one of his talk series, and part about that it was part of that series. The troop carrier is on its way. This is the best news I've heard in a long time. They confirmed with me that it's on its way, and I will be receiving it on the 6th, between the 16th and 18th of June is when I will get hold of it. Now, the troopy. The build, what I want to do is this. I want to take it and do a little trip with it with Gwyn, but not do anything with it. Do so little with it, just enough so we can do a little trip, little 3-day, maybe 4-day trip somewhere and go camping out of it. We'll sleep in the back. Absolute bare minimum. It'll take me a day to sort it, to get it ready, 1 day. Run a cable to charge the battery box, organize some mattress in the back, tie down the fridge, find some way of tying down the fridge. That's about it. But honestly, that's as far as we're going to go. The whole idea of the troop carrier is to go back to basics. And I'm calling it Operation Lightweight. The idea is this. When you fit something to a vehicle, what are you spending in terms of weight, and is it worth it? Because if you've got a limited amount of weight that you can spend, then surely you have to think how, because it's not only money, it's also weight. So it's, okay, it's costing me this much, but let's add another thing to that. It's also costing me that much in weight, because the moment we make our vehicles heavier, they use more fuel and they become, that degrades their off-road performance, especially in soft ground. So I want to make sure that I have got a vehicle that is very good off-road. How can I do that? Well, the first thing is think about everything you put on there in terms of weight. But it isn't about doing a minimalistic build, because I want to be comfortable. I want to have an inverter so I can run my coffee machine in the morning. I want to have a nice camping vehicle. But do I need, for example, I'll give you one example of this. Do I need the side rails of the bull bar? Do I need them? Do I need the rock sliders? So I've got rock sliders, which I need if I'm doing heavy duty off-road and I want to protect the car. All right. I don't do a lot of heavy duty off-road. And when I do find heavy duty off-road, then I handle it, and I'm happy to handle it, and I love driving it. But I don't go looking for really difficult off-road. So do I need, and I'm guessing here, that by not putting on the overly strong rails, rock slider rails and side rails to the bull bar, I might be saving as much as 40 kilograms. That's a lot. That is a lot for something that I don't need. I'll only need it if I find myself in a very, very difficult situation. But then again, what happens, like for example, maybe I just put some inexpensive, I do need a side step. I need a side step to help me get in and out easily all the time. And I need that. So I'll put a side step in. If I even keep the original Toyota side steps, which are pretty ugly, well, they're okay. I mean, they're okay. And if they get bent because I get into a situation where, ooh, I wish I had a rock slider, Apart from the fact that I won't be able to jack on them like you're supposed to be able to do with a rock slider. I'm saying that I don't need that. It'd be nice to have, yes, but at that expense in terms of weight, no. So I won't be putting side rails on it. But will I put a bull bar on it? Well, yes, because in Australia, the danger of hitting a kangaroo and your trip ending is quite high. So I need some protection in the front. And I also want to put a winch on. But I'm going to put a lighter winch on than I had in, say, the Dream Tourer, because I don't need to pull such a heavy load. I mean, if I keep the vehicle light, I can use a lighter winch. Wait. I've got this idea churning in my head with almost everything I'm doing. So again, I say, not a minimalistic build, hugely practical build. And I'm working with the guys at ProCam Solutions in just outside Perth, and we have been working together to develop the interior, and we've got something that I think is going to be wonderful, really wonderful, and not heavy, quite a bit lighter, I think, than my previous troop carrier in terms of interior fitments. As good in terms of packing and packing space, I don't know. Better in terms of weight, almost sure. Better in terms of practicality, almost definitely. So that's where I am with a Troopy, and I'll have it in my hands within the next 3 weeks. What else have I got here? Very excited about the Troopy. Really excited about the Troopy. If you are interested in getting videos a little bit ahead of time, because generally speaking, I will release a video 2, sometimes 3 weeks ahead for Patreons. And then often I'll put it on 4xOverland.com. You have to register. It's free. Register on 4xOverland. You'll find all of the playlists are there that are so if you want to watch a series and watch a back series, the playlists are fantastic. I've tried to do a similar thing with YouTube, but it's very clunky and awkward. With the 4xOverland.com website, it's all there together. So that's why I did it. And I will quite often put a video up. For example, right now there is at least 1, if not 2, of the Range Rover series available on there. They are on YouTube, but they're not public on YouTube until I release them. And I try and do 1 video a week on YouTube, occasionally 2. So that's a way of getting a head start on all our productions. It's just log on. It doesn't cost you anything. All right. That's it. This was very impromptu. I literally thought, tell them what's going on, because, well, maybe I should do this. I should tell you about something we're trying to do in 2022. It has not made public, but it's something that I'm trying to do. I have been offered a Land Rover Defender, new one, for an overland trip. Now, I have been pretty hard on the Land Rover Defender and what it offers us, and the fact that it was a disappointment to, and I think I speak for most traditional Defender owners, a disappointment to them, because it's so complicated, expensive, and doesn't really fulfill. It doesn't do what the old one did. It's just another discovery. And so I have been scathing and saying that it's really very complicated, and what happens if it breaks down, and I'm not sure if I'm too confident about taking it on a proper expedition with all its issues. I've been offered one, and the idea is this: I'll take it on an expedition. I will actually take it on an expedition. You come with me and follow along, and I will just present it. My agenda is, I do have an agenda. My agenda is to have an amazing trip. No different to any other expedition that I set up. To have an amazing trip. If the Defender delivers, then you will watch it. If it doesn't, you will watch it. I'll just present it as it happens. I will do everything I can to make it work because, well, I want it to work. I want to have an amazing time. I will consider all of the challenges like you do when you go on an expedition. You say, what are the weaknesses of this rig, challenges of the route, etc., etc., and you write them down, and you do what you can to maneuver around those risks. Not going to do any different this time. I'm going to do my best to make it work. And it will be an almost brand new Land Rover Defender. That is the goal for September and October 2022. We will be going the first part to the Alps between France and Italy, and there's some very remote areas there that are really apparently absolutely amazing. Not super remote, but difficult to get to. Amazing. The Alps, fantastic. And then North Africa, and my goal is to go and visit the wreck of the South African Air Force Avro Shackleton that crashed there in 1994, about which I made a documentary that was broadcast on Discovery Channel.
Yeah, when the sun came up, we had landed on the world's biggest runway. It was a huge area, specially prepared for us.
You better subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to, and click that little bell thing so you make sure you get all the videos. Thank you, everybody, for watching. What I do now. Oh yes, run the end sting. Thank you so much for watching. These videos are made possible by contributions from Patreons. Join our Patreon family now.